Hello and welcome to yet another PoE 2 update video. So it's been a while since I've last touched Path of Exile 2, as you guys have noticed, and this reveal had me excited and then it fully crushed me. So when it comes to the reveal itself, the gameplay and everything, if we ignore the personal negative points, the reveal itself was like 8.5 out of 10. But because of the pain points that it has for me, before you actually demolish me in the comments or in the like-dislike ratio, the reveal for me was a 4 out of 10. Because the problems that are literally sitting still in the game and that make the game borderline unplayable for me, and they were the reason why I quit PoE 2 for like 3 times as a rage quit itself. So let's first go over the points as they were shown in the gameplay, well, the content reveal video, and we'll talk through it. I hope for this video to not be too long, but we will see how it goes. So when it comes to the gameplay trailer is exactly what we expected. We expected a cinematic, we expected some gameplay from the actual Huntress herself, and of course additional content. Now, Huntress is a melee ranged type of character that can utilize a raw amount to dish out damage. There's also a special thing with her. She can use lightning, fire, cold, and air, similar to Monk, and she can combo them up as well, which is good. It's definitely something that I was excited to play. Not too much now after the initial reveal. I want to see other skills, because it seems like you are forced to use a spear and a buckler. Buckler gives a new mechanic which is called parrying. Parrying is basically you parry an attack and then you dish out different abilities and such. So it's more of a right-click parry, you parry and then you counter-attack type of thing, which I don't like. We'll see how it plays out, of course, as we did with everything else. Like, block IMO seems like a kind of worthless thing in PoE 2, but that's my opinion. What do I know, right? So she can use the parry as a thing for extra mechanics. Overall, looking interesting. However, I want to sit down and play her things. Now, she has 2 ascendancies. Where did they show them? She has 2 ascendancies. One is based on like taming enemies and just getting a headhunter buff and such, while the other ascendancy is a different thing. So this is the first one where you can actually like tame a beast and you get a companion. As an example, this was a rare quadrilla. And then there are ascendancies for her. There we go. There are ascendancies, which one is basically like you get like blood boil for enemies where they explode and they deal damage to other enemies. You get extra ring slot, which is going to be insane with ingenuity belt. And guess what? Maybe attribute stacking. So yeah. So you have that one. So you get 3 rings instead of 2. Then increased bonuses gained from equipped rings and amulets, which is going to stack up to Oblivion, which is awesome. Great to see, but it's like a stacker. And you have ritual sacrifice, which when you kill an enemy, you take its modifiers for a certain amount of time, which is a headhunter. So this is a classic Huntress type of thing where you take the power of your enemy for you, which is kind of good, but it screams stacking. Now you also have sacrifice can be used on yourself. You remove 20% life, you gain a random monster modifier. You can use that if you would like, but to each their own. So looking interesting. The next ascendancy is based on elements. So you have reveal weakness against rare and unique enemies. What is this? So as you can see, the health bar of enemies has different colors. It's red in general, but lighter and darker red. Darker red is normal, and the lighter one is where you deal 50% more damage with the open weakness. So that's where you can dish out your combo to deal more damage at that point in time. That's what open weakness is, which is a really interesting mechanic. Then you have grants infuse weapon, you consume power, endurance, frenzy charge to gain infusion of the certain element, and then that infusion deals the sort of explosive hit of that element that you have infused. Then you have crit strike, excess chance to hit with attacks, which is accuracy, is converted to additional critical hit chance, which is really good. And then life leech recovers based on LA damage as well as fizz damage, which is QOL. The next QOL is life flasks recover mana, mana flasks recover life. So that's a good thing where you can use like 2 life flasks, 2 mana flasks. The overall Huntress looks interesting, which is good. So we want something new. We expected a little bit more when it comes to classes, but instead of that, we got more ascendancies. Now these, I will have to look for myself, but they don't look as exciting. So we have an ascendancy, which is like a blacksmith for warriors, which you get temper weapon. So this thing, I have no idea why GGG likes this thing. I dislike it to like whatever. You sit on an anvil in a map. You smack your weapon for 3 seconds. You then have an empowered weapon. You go smack a pack of mobs. And then it disappears. And then you gotta do it again. How long does the buff last? Does it last 20 seconds? Does it last 10 seconds? Does it last the entire map? Why? Why are there like... It's a negative. It's a net negative for me, where you have to sit down and then like do the buff thing. Whatever. Next one, you get manifest weapon. This one is cool. You get an extra weapon that uses your abilities and such. That's really cool. However, this one is very interesting. You lose your armor slot. You lose your body armor slot. You can only equip normal body armor. And when you equip normal body armor, it's going to give you different buffs based on whatever you want. And this is free to allocate, as you see. This passive skill is free to allocate. So then you can choose what buff you want to add. So you can add a different buff, like body armor grants armor. Also applies to chaos damage taken from hits. You can have, there's a stat stick somewhere there. 50% reduced crit damage bonus. Increased stun threshold and such. So that's a good niche thing. But as I said, I need to get into the game to see how it is. So overall, thinking about it, it's like okay, but we'll have to play around and see it. Next one is going to be like the artillerist, as I like to call it, from Mercenary, where you get bonuses based on like projectile damage. You build pin, and then those pinned enemies cannot do anything, which is effectively like a stun. Then you can place multiple banners, which is bleh, if you ask me. I never liked the banners. Then allies in the presence gain added attack damage equal to portion 25% of your main hand weapon damage, which is a buff thing. So if you play duo squad, that's good. Then you have supporting fire, which is basically just like archers firing arrows. That's fine. Then you have the one that's actually exciting, the Lich or Occultist from PoE 1. This one is on chaos spells, basically. So you can do double curse, curse explosion, which is awesome. So first, you get like a jewel that you can sort in, can socket a non-unique basic jewel, increase the effect, but 50% more mana cost if you have no energy shield, which means you have to play an energy shield-based character, which is fine. But you can put an insane jewel in and it doubles the effect, and GG, well played, right? Which is awesome. Then you and your allies in your presence have Unholy Might while you are not on low mana, so while you're not on 35% mana, but you lose 5% mana per second, so that's interesting. Cursed enemies killed by you or your allies, 33% chance to explode, quarter of their life as chaos damage, same as Occultist. You can apply an additional curse and they affect hexproof enemies, same as an Occultist. So this one actually looks exciting because chaos did need a lot of love. Now, that's for the thing, and you also get specters as a new thing. They are finally done. Now you have Summon Roa, which we've talked slightly about, which gives you, like, this is what I don't like. It costs Spirit. It's basically going to be mandatory for anything that's movement speed oriented. However, one thing to notice is it costs 133 dex at that required level. So now we have 60 Spirit Intelligence Blink, 60 Spirit Dexterity Roa, I suppose I guess we're going to get 60 spirit something strength. Once we get that one, we'll see how that one goes. But so far, this also seems something mandatory that you would pick up because you gain the movement speed. But this movement speed that you gain is you do not lose the attack movement speed, so you will feel faster. But you can still drop. You have a stagger bar. If you drop, you can get annihilated. So that's the raw. There are new support gems, a lot of them, so they will cover them all via patch notes, which we have to wait for, of course. So that's always good. New uniques. Of course, they added loads of new uniques. Now they've added the shield, gain 1% damage as fire damage per 1% chance to block. Good. They added this one, which is going to be mandatory. So Huntress is going to take it, Monk is going to take it, whoever can do a lot of heralds, all 3 heralds is going to take it. These heralds do not cost spirit, so you have 3 heralds that cost no spirit. You have life, you have all LRS, and enemies in your presence have no elemental resistances. Somebody was sniffing something when they made this item. This is going to be BIS for everything and everyone that can use triple elements. Have fun. Next, we have the heavy belt. Life and mana flask can be equipped in either slot, so you can now use 2, whatever. So that's fine. And there are also more uniques that we can drop, which is also good. Rune tiers. Runes now have different tiers. 1, 2, 3, because they were useless. The flat ones were useless, absolutely. Now they are useful. And they are going to be dropped by a special map, but that's fine. Now, Affliction mechanic. Oh, sorry, Amazonian, Asmerian, whatever. Wisps. You get a wisp, you follow a wisp, wisp empowers enemies, you kill enemies, you get loot. That's it. Wisp moves too slow. Garbage mechanic. IMO. It should be the same way as it was in Affliction. You enter a forest, you clean the forest, and then everything explodes. You touch this, it explodes. You have to follow this. In campaign, it's going to be absolutely worthless to do. In maps, you're not going to chase any of the wisps. You are going to chase only the Sacred Wisp, which is going to increase the monster rarity. So, yeah, the monster rarity. So normal monsters get magic upgrade, magic get rare upgrade, rare get unique upgrade, so you can fight bosses literally with those. They also have on-death effects, and they've changed the effect on blue and yellow wisps from PoE 1 for some odd reason. So overall, neutral, net negative for the 3 other than the Sacred Wisp. Sacred Wisp is excellent, but it should be applied on a map when you enter it. Now, these are the talismans that you can get as an extra craftable thing on an item. So you place it into an empty rune socket or armor to apply an effect. Boots, as an example, hits against you have reduced crit damage bonus, gain 1 rage on melee hits. So basically just more runes to use. Good. We'll see how they all work out. Next thing, new maps, exciting. There's one map where you can get runes that you fight your way in. There are 7 maps, but there's this one map where you click on the stones, which I didn't like at first. And then once you get to the end, you fight one boss and another and another and another. You fight 10 bosses total, or up to 10, depending on how many you can get. And this is the way how you get these empowered runes, these higher tier runes, which is a good thing. I like it. So in the end, I like this. So you can get these greater runes of whatever, so increased skill speed, meta skills and such. Good thing, runes were decent and then they became garbage, and now they're bringing them back to at least decent level. We will see how these play out. Now you also have the Kalandra map, so some people are going to get PTSD from the map, me included, because of all the issues with terrain. At the end, you get the Kalandra stuff, where you can get an amulet or a ring with modifiers, and then you can craft on them. Well, craft, it's still not crafting, it's still gambling, no matter what I say. Maps, unique maps, strong boxes, new corruption system. The essences are now very good. The Gozen boss, you can get lots of essences if you get on this unique map, which is awesome. So good luck with that. That's very good. You can Valorb essences as well, which is excellent. So you get the essences from before, from PoE 1. They are going to do different things. Now, when you get a specialized essence, as an example, they showcased the Essence of Insanity, upgrades a normal item to magic, and adds one guaranteed property, can only be used on belts, and the guaranteed property is on corruption, item gains 2 enchantments. Now, the problem is, it is on magic 2 rare, which is garbage, but it is what it is, because you're still gambling away at your item, because then you need to do exalted orbs, and then whatever, and blah, 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 and then it's just... Whoever thinks this is a crafting system, it's not a crafting system, it's more gambling on gambling system. Net negative. It's a cool interactive mechanic, but it should be as an exalted orb, just add this on an item instead of it being a gamble thing. So next one, increased Atlas skill points, which is good, from 30 to 40, which is good. And then they talked about like Rogue Exiles that they've added. Rogue Exiles are basically the same as they are in PoE1 with a small caveat. They now wear the unique items they're going to drop, so they can have like up to whole gear uniques. And when they kill you, they disappear. However, we are going to get to the point of the game where you will die and you will see this screen. You have died, resurrected checkpoint, 6 map portals remaining. Here is where we come to the unplayable portion for me and why this patch is getting a 4 out of 10. When you play a map, you have the amount of mods. White maps, 0 mods. Well, white maps, normal maps, 0 mods. Then you have transmute maps, 1 mod. Augmentation map, 2. Regal, 3. Alchemy orb, 4. Exalted orb, 5. Exalted orb, 6. The more map mods you have, the lower the amount of portals you get. So, as a beginner player, you're getting 6, 5, 4 portals. Because you're doing 1, 2, 3 mod maps. As an endgame player, you're still getting 1 mod map. Which is bad. Why? Because it didn't change the biggest problem with the game. Being one shot. Keep in mind, this is all pre-patch notes, so don't be too rough in the comments. So this just means that they are going to not change anything for medium to high-end players, but they're going to change everything for beginner players and top 1%, because you're getting bonuses from towers later on, but whatever. So if you're a player that wants to casually play maps, like normal rarity map and to Alchemy Orb 4 mod map, you will have 3 portals. That's cool, that's fine, that's awesome. The moment you start investing a little bit more, then you're going to get penalized for investing, which is a really garbage system IMO, but it is what it is. So now the play is going to be, oh, look, I'm going to do a quad tab of maps, and that's 576 maps, and I'm going to Alchemy Orb them, and then I'm going to once Exalt them, and that's it. So you're going to have a 5 modded map. However, here's a little thing. Before we go to unique strong boxes, towers. Towers now get... Tablets are double the mods, which is good. So from 5 to 10, now it's 10 to 20. Or 3, 7, 6, 14. Whatever. So that's good. However, tower, if you now do the modded tower map, 2, 4, 6 mods, you get 1, 2, 3 tablets. This is something that I've talked about ages ago. I'm glad I was right that this needed a change. Excellent thing, however, you will now need to run a 6 modded map in order to get all 3 tablets. You don't need to, that's 2 mechanics plus 1 irradiated, which is very good. Towers are now excellent when it comes to things. They say 3 modifiers, sorry, 1, 3, and 6. Not 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, and 6. Towers now have a map boss, which is good, that you need to defeat. Once you defeat a map boss, that's it. They are specialized map bosses, which is excellent. That's very good. However, if you want to unlock the 3rd slot, you need to do 6 modded, which is where we get into the problem. If you die on a boss that you see for the first time, like, why are you running it for 6 mod? But if you don't run it 6 mod, then you lose tablets, then you see how it all goes awkward. So you can still run 3 modded. So majority of the players are now going to run 3 to 5 modded maps. Very small minority is going to run the 6 modded maps and 1 or 2 modded maps. So That's the thing. Anyways, let's go back to unique strong boxes. Unique strong boxes are good. They're unique. New mods, new affixes, new stuff, new rewards. Awesome. Very good mechanic. Endgame corruption is also a new thing that they've done. So now you can have like this corrupted temple and whatnot. When you clear this, it cleanses the area. Now, what you can get is the corruptions are now more lucrative, better rewards, and if you cleanse them, they basically give you mobs that you can kill and bosses that you can kill, and then you can get the crystallized things and also fracturing orbs. So did you hear crafting? I think I heard gambling, right? So you can get fracturing orbs, a guaranteed basically fracturing orb if you kill the end boss encounter, which is going to be one of the Beyond bosses or Scourge bosses, however long you've played the game. So fracturing orb, good luck. Anyways, so that's that. Endgame death changes is the thing that I've talked about personally, which is, well, personally, but personally, of course it's personally, never mind. I do these videos in one take. This is what's going to make or break the game. So as a person who has at least 10k hours played in the game, well, at least in Path of Exile 1, if I play softcore, I don't want to play hardcore. That's why I play softcore, because I want to play a glass cannon. I want to go in and do as much damage as I possibly can, and then if I die, I die, or whatever. That's what I want to do. I don't want to go in a map, juice the living hell out of the map, and then die, because this has happened before on stream. I look at my screen, everything is fine, I see a new message in chat, because I prioritize you guys, obviously. I read the message in chat, by the time I read 6 words, I died, because I didn't dodge roll. From what? From on-death effect, from this effect, from that effect, from... And then I lose the map, I lose the juice, I lose everything. That is not fun. If you are backtracking, and if you're doing the portal thing, make maps 6 portals, make bosses down to 1 portal. That's fine. But don't make this random-ass garbage thing and then expect people to play. You will see a lot more players play non-6 modded maps, but you want them to play 6 modded maps. That's not gonna happen. You're going to have people that play overgeared characters again. So nothing changed in Endgame, right? Nothing changed. But you can fight bosses, that's cool. And one major change is Pinnacle bosses, you do not gain experience on them anymore, but you do not lose experience on them anymore, which is hell yes, thank you, great change. So there's that. Reliquary keys also drop from bosses now, which is good. So who spent money, now you're going to see it. And there are some unique tablets that you can do, which give you like all maps in Rage can be accessed. If you remember, some people getting stuck on their atlas, they couldn't progress. I got stuck, so I had to like go a 20 map detour to get where I wanted. Now you can just clicky clacky influence, boop, and you can do these, which is awesome. But yeah, one last thing for crafting, rogue exiles, whatever. One last thing for crafting, you get recombinators. Well, we get recombinators. Recombinators are good, 50-50 chance to take a mod, blah blah blah, put blah truch, whatever. Put it in, the more expensive and stuff it goes over time, yada yada, who cares? More gambling, right? Recombinators can make the 2 items way better, so now you have to SSF look your way through items. Oh look, this one has good prefixes but bad suffixes, this one has good suffixes but bad prefixes, combine them. Oh look, this item has bad prefixes and bad suffixes. That's my luck with recombinators, but recombinators are a positive thing. However, here's the end result of it all. If they didn't do this shenanigan with portals, if they left portals as they were in PoE 1, this would be an 8 or a 9 update. This would have been an amazing update. Now, because they did that, they've basically said, oh, aha, you middle class players, who cares about you? We don't. Here, still have 1 portal. That's not fun. I hope they backtrack more on this. But yeah, overall, for me, this reveal was a 4 out of 10. Feel free to crucify me in the comments. That's gonna be fun. Or dislike ratio, that's gonna be even more fun. But yeah, no timestamps on this video. I just wanted to get this out. But yeah, so question is, will I play it? Probably to try out Huntress and maybe to try out Occultist. Oh yeah, good thing. You can either choose to play your own characters that you have, or you can do a fresh economy reset. I will do the fresh economy reset most likely. But yeah, so now we have the option. When it comes to if I'm gonna play it or not, yes, I will play it. Am I excited about it? Yeah. I'm waiting for a PoE 1. Now, will I do content for the game? Yes. Will I do build guides for the game? No. The reason for it is build guide is like it's irrelevant for like just play whatever is meta, whatever is broken, and just go. When it comes to mechanical content and all the other PoE for dummies and stuff, that will happen, of course. We're waiting on PoE 1 now, so hopefully that won't disappoint, like this did. When it comes to the content on the YouTube channel, I will incorporate other games. So I'm playing World of Warcraft at the time. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now, so we'll see how that goes. But WoW, I saw the reception was decent, which is good. I didn't make a video because I was like not sure if I wanted to branch out to WoW so far, but I cannot branch out to PoE 2 as much and Path of Exile as much because I do not support the decisions that they are making for something. So I see more and more that PoE 2 is not for me, which means I will be playing PoE 1. However, there's nothing to play in PoE 1, so we're waiting for June/July for them to do something with the game. So yes, I will try PoE 2. We'll see if I rage quit. That will probably be one rage quit. There are no league rewards, so there's no reason for me to play other than to chat with you guys. And that's a great thing to play, but I would rather sit here, sip my coffee, and talk with you guys than play something I don't like, because to heck with that, yes. Anyways, if you liked the video, do give it a like, dislike it heavily if you didn't. It would be great to hear your comments and thoughts on this reveal. They really could have done better with those portals. So, have a good one, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video or stream.